Good morning, bloggers. How's everyone? Happy Friday. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're excited to talk about blogging when everyone seems successful but you. I'm sure we have all felt like that, even if we're not feeling like that right now. Thank you to Annie for the topic. I really appreciate it. All right, let's get the chat pulled up. Here I am. Got my winter hat on. It's cold. Good morning, Facebook user. I can't see who that is yet. All right. Okay, friends. I hope everybody's doing well. Don't forget, today is the last day to get in on the Holiday Abundance Bundle. It's pretty badass. I contributed my featured snippet Traffic Surge, which you can't get anywhere else right now. And next week, it will become part of a paid product. So you can get it for free now in the bundle. There's lots of other really cool stuff in there. There's a year's worth of free newsletter templates from Kate Doster. I mean, enough said. Oh, thank you, Amy. I like my hat too. It's got a hole for my bun. So, I'm down. And then my ears get really cold all the time during the winter. So I always have to have something on them. Anyway, so TMI, my cold ears. Okay, so today we're going to talk about blogging when everyone but you seems successful, which is like every blogger's story ever, at least for a period of time, right? Hopefully, you'll get to a place where you feel successful in your blogging journey. But even then, our brains like to play tricks on us. So my brain does this to me all the time. It tells me I'm not successful. I'm not where I should be at in my blogging journey. Things should be happening faster. And then if I slow down to really take a look at things, I'm like, oh, wait, no, actually, that's not true. So let's talk about it. Let's dive in. So firstly, we have to define like what does successful mean? And it means something different to everyone, right? Success to you may mean something totally different to somebody else. And also, like, watch out. Yeah, that's your mean brain, Amy. 100%. Our brains are so mean. Why? Seriously, they're so mean to us. Ask yourself, what does success mean to you? And then we're going to go even further, okay? Because we may tell ourselves we may be chasing goals that actually are not important to us. They're important to somebody else, right? It's important for my mom to see that I make $5,000 a month. And so it's important to me. But that will only motivate you so much if it's not actually something that is important to you. That was just an example. That's not my mom. My mom is very proud of her little blogger. So let's talk about measurable goals that you want to hit and when, right? And then we're going to talk about setting super specific goals that have a purpose. So pulling an arbitrary, random ass number out of the air that you want to hit. Okay, I guess that's better than not having a goal at all, right? So let's say you say, I want to make $1,200 a month. Okay, well, I mean, that's great, right? But if you change that, if you flip it on its ear, I want to make $1,295 a month so I can cover my rent with my business revenue. That is way more motivating when times get tough and things get hard and you want to give up than just some arbitrary number you pulled out of your ass. Hi, Annie. Good morning. Yeah, those benchmarks can be so dangerous. That's why they're bullshit. I don't even need to see the name on that one. That's got to be Paulette. Yeah. Yeah, Amy says or 5 to 10% more than you made the previous year. Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with wanting to make 5 to 10 more percent, right? But make it mean something super specific. The more specific you can get on why you want to make that 5 to 10 more 20% more this year, the more motivation you are going to be able to squeeze out of that goal when things get really hard and you feel like you're getting nowhere. So go further with that. Like, okay, I want to make 12 or 100, $295 a month from my business revenue to cover my rent. Why? What positive impact is that going to have on my life as a blogger, as a family person, as a person in general? Sit down and list out all the ways that is going to positively impact your life, right? Maybe you can save for a house, less stress around money. Money stress takes up so much mental and emotional energy, right? Imagine if you didn't have that stress, how much more present could you be with your friends and family? How much more time could you dedicate to pursuing things that really mean something to you instead of sitting there and like worrying about shit? College fund for your kid, right? Whatever your motivation is, like whatever that 1300 a month is going to represent in your emotional life. And when it comes down to it, money gives you options. It gives you choices. And money allows you to make less impulsive decisions in your business. I've done this before and I see people do it all the time. Instead, so they will chase a make money quick squirrel instead of continuing to lay the groundwork that they've been laying. So let's say they're laying the SEO groundwork, right? They're writing blog posts. They know that this is going to pay off in 6 months. They're going to be able to say qualify for Mediavine, or they're gonna get that sweet affiliate income revenue, whatever it is. They know it's going to pay off. But damn it, they have a $200 bill that just came up and I need money now. And they're gonna go chase that squirrel. And then the squirrel may or may not pay off. And kind of derail what they were doing. And they end up further behind on their blogging journey than they were when they were just laying the bricks, right? Money allows you to make less impulsive decisions, I think, just in general, right? So that is an example of something that you could use to solidify these income goals. Make sure your income goals have a why behind them. I mean, some income goal is better than nothing. But if it has a why, when that alarm goes off and you don't want to get up at 6 a.m. to write a blog post before you go to the day job, if you have that why, it's going to be a lot easier to get up, right? All right. So define what success means to you. How are you going to know when you are successful? How are you going to know? Is it going to be a number? Is it going to be a page views number? And then why? Why do you want that page view number? Well, it'll get you into Mediavine. Okay. What will getting you into Mediavine do for your life? Right? What is your ultimate motivation? My ultimate motivation, the thing that keeps me going all day, every day, is providing a secure future for my family, and not just my immediate family. I'm talking like extended family. I'm talking about like retiring my parents type kind of security, right? That keeps me going when things get hard. So, how are you going to measure success? And what do those numbers mean? Okay, but let's talk about the ever moving goalposts, because this is something I am super, super guilty of. Part of it is just my nature, and you guys might be like this too. Let me know if you are like this. Yeah, and my friends, that's right. You're all invited to the Thorson Gonzalez compound. Uh, we're going to have a solar powered generator, everybody. Don't even worry. And dual citizenship in Canada. This is something my brain does to me all of the time. Okay, it might just be part of my personality because I'm like, go, 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 go. But I get to one place, like I get to the place I was going, and then I'm like, okay, what's next? The goalpost is always moving, I never reach the goalpost because my brain is always moving it just like 12 inches out of where I am at right now. Does anybody else do this? Let me know. Let me know in the chat. So instead of taking the time to stop and celebrate my achievements, I'm just like, okay, what's next? What's the next thing? Where's the goalpost now? I'm going to go get it. Just constantly chasing. On the one hand, that drive is awesome. On the other hand, it will burn you the F out. And y'all know I go through periods of burnout. When I burn out, I like burn out. And I'm trying to learn how to temper that. And part of tempering that crazy energy that makes me go, go, go is stopping to smell the frickin' roses. Like, okay, I've been chasing this rose for 6 months and I finally got it. I'm not even going to take the time to stop and look at it and smell it. I'm just going to go on to the next. There's a peony over there that I really want to chase after. Right? So take the time to stop and celebrate your achievements. Surround yourself with people that will remind you to do this. Amy reminded me to do this after my last launch. I was like, here's the results of my launch, Amy. And she said, great, what are you going to do to celebrate it? And I was like, what? And that was a great idea. And so I did. I celebrated. I can't remember what I did. I don't remember. But that's not because it wasn't important, because my memory is terrible. I don't know why your comments aren't. Oh, Paulette. Oh, thank you for putting your name on there. For some reason, only some of the comments are populating to my phone. Oh, yeah, I took my fam to breakfast. That's right. We went out for like a celebratory breakfast and we cleaned glasses. It was fun. Anyway, Paulette says, I have a thread in my Facebook group every Friday so people can recognize their accomplishments. I love it. It's routines so you don't hit burnout before celebrating. I love it. Paulette, can you remind me what the name of your Facebook group is? I know I'm in it, but I'm also in like a million. Okay. Yeah, you may have already crushed your goals and not even like recognized it. And even if you didn't, you're probably like way, way closer to your goals than you were, say, a year ago. And you just have not slowed down enough to realize it yet. Maker Mindset Happy Hour. Okay, everybody go get in Paulette's group too. And measure your progress. Okay, so you set these metrics up. Like, I want to make $1,295 revenue per month so I can cover my rent, so I can have more financial freedom, so I can show up in a more present way for my family because I'm not spending all of my emotional energy worried about money. Right? How are you going to measure that? You got to measure it. Otherwise, you're never going to feel like you hit it because you're not going to know if you hit it. Just looking at your bank account and being like, oh yeah, there's enough in there to pay rent. That's not the same thing as like actually measuring your revenue month over month. And okay, so you should be measuring monthly, quarterly, and yearly, whatever metrics it is that you're tracking. If you are a brand new blogger, do not bother measuring monthly. This will drive you freaking nuts. If you are brand new, do not measure monthly, because when you're a brand new blogger, not much changes month to month. And if you log into Google Search Console or whatever, your profit and loss report monthly, expecting big changes in your first 3 months of blogging, 6 months of blogging, it can feel really defeating. I would do it quarterly as a brand new blogger. And then when things start to pick up, like, so let's say around the 6-month mark, your traffic really picks up, your affiliate income is picking up, your ad revenue is picking up, then start tracking monthly. But before then, it can feel really, really defeating because it's just kind of a flat line, right? And you're going to spend a lot of the time logging into Google Search Console and not seeing much change and being like, is this working? Is this thing on? Right? Good morning, Willow. Happy to see you here. Welcome to the Friday morning live. All right, next up, give yourself some freaking credit. Okay. How many jokers out there do you know that talk about starting a business? Like every joker in my life I've ever known has been like, "Yeah, I'm going to start this business and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that." And then a lot of non-jokers also talk about it. How many people actually do it? How many people do you know that actually find their cojones and start a business? Not that many, right? You are doing something extraordinary. Give yourself credit for that. Building an online business is not easy. And for a long time, it feels like playing to an empty room. It really does. Like, is this working? Am I doing it right? It takes a lot of self assurance to show up and do the same thing day after day and trust in your vision, even when you can't even see it working, right? The results are not immediate. Takes a lot of trust in yourself that a lot of people just do not have the stomach for. You are here, you are showing up, you are doing it, you are a badass. So give yourself some credit when you're feeling like I'm not as successful as I should be. You're here doing the work, and not many people can say that. Okay, and then let's talk about like what tell me in the chat, y'all, what situations do you encounter that make you feel like you're not successful enough? I can tell you one universal that pretty much every blogger has experienced, being in Facebook groups and hearing other people's humble brags, or maybe not even humble brags. Like maybe they're not bragging, maybe they're just like in my Facebook group, we celebrate our wins, just like in Paulette's Facebook group, right? Maker Mindset Happy Hour. They're celebrating their wins. And that can trigger something inside us. Like we see somebody's making 5 grand a month and we know they started blogging around the same time we did, and we're making $100 a month. That can trigger a lot of you're not good enough feelings. You're not doing this fast enough. You're not successful enough. Things aren't happening quickly enough. What's wrong with you? Why can't you be more like them? Those thoughts snowball, and then all of a sudden we're like, I'm not successful. Everybody's successful except for me, right? Well, here's a couple things I want to say. You might be comparing your start to their middle. You don't know. Even if you seemingly started at the same time, their background matters. Even if they were a brand new blogger too, maybe they have a freaking master's degree and they are used to churning out written work. And so it was easy for them to churn out blog posts. Maybe their natural writing speed is faster than yours, right? Maybe they have experience with marketing. Maybe they have an already existing social media following somewhere else. So when they launched that blog, they just sent their social media following there, right? Maybe they have experience with web design and tech. I did this. So I took advice, bad advice, when I first started blogging from people that I actually consider they know their stuff, right? I like the things they say, even now as a seasoned blogger. But this particular piece of advice was so harmful. What they said was, if you're not making $1,000 a month after your first 6 months of blogging, then you're doing it wrong. That is utter bullshit. Holy cow, that's horseshit. If they said that to me now, I would, you know, verbally slap them. But I believed it. Excuse me. So when I got to the 6 month mark, and not only was I not making a grand a month, I was making, negative money a month because I was paying for hosting or whatever. I really thought that I was a failure. Well, what I failed to realize about those people was that they'd been coding since like they were in diapers. So that first 6 months where I was in the steep learning phase of learning how to build a website and, uh, do web hooks and all this crazy stuff that takes tons of time when you're a new blogger, they got to skip that period. They got to skip it. And not only that, but they started blogging in like 2004, and it was a different game back then. Okay. Yes. Oh, Annie says procrastination. Ooh, that's interesting. So procrastination brings up these ideas that everyone else is successful but you. Girl, I'm a hardcore procrastinator. I super am. So if you're ever feeling shaky about your procrastination, you let me know. We'll chat it out cuz my past 2 weekends have been completely consumed by my procrastination. Yeah, Amy says, or it looks like they're new to blogging and had overnight success, but that's rarely the case. 100%. Yeah, maybe in 2007 that was true. Absolutely, right? So that bad advice I got, one, it was horribly outdated. Two, they didn't have that huge learning curve. So I was comparing my first steps to their first 5K, right? Okay, and then also keep in mind people exaggerate, people lie. So when you're comparing yourself to others and it's making you feel not as successful as you should be, people exaggerate, people lie. Also, people have lower standards of quality than you do, and that can all of those things can contribute to you looking at what they're saying and being like, how is that possible? We started at the same time, right? What I've noticed is that people will spout off about, oh, I post 3 blog posts a day. And occasionally I'll get a little curious. This is a fly on the wall in other Facebook groups. I'm like, awesome. Can you tell me the name of your blog? I look it up and each blog post is like 250 words. That is not a blog post. Their standards of quality are so low. Like if I was writing 250 word blog posts, yeah, I could easily write 3 a day too, right? I wrote 470 words just for this video description. So keep that in mind. Okay, but keeping all of that in mind, some people are actually just going to be further down the road from you, even though you started at relatively the same time with relatively the same advantages and disadvantages. And you're going to have to be okay with this, right? Like we can justify them being ahead of us all we want. If it makes sense that they're ahead of us, that's great, right? Because our brains love reasons for things like, oh, well, they've been coding since they were in diapers. Of course, they're a little bit ahead of me. Our brains love reasons for things. But you know what? Sometimes people just experience success quicker and differently than we do. And that's okay. We are going to have to be okay with that. And the more you dig into why their success makes you feel so shook, and you do that shadow work and you remind your brain that their success does not mean anything about you, the easier it will become to see other people's successes and not feel threatened by it. So instead of feeling threatened by it, feel inspired by it. And I know that's easier said than done. There are some people that trigger me, and I have to dig into that, and it's really uncomfortable. They trigger me, like they make me feel like I'm not as far along on my blogging journey as I should be. And then I got to ask myself, why? Why? Why does their success mean shit to me? It should be an inspiration, right? Somewhere in there is some bullshit story that my mind is telling me, and I bet y'all got the same thing going on too. Willow says, I'm just not getting work done and I keep going. If I would have done this last year or the year before or stuck with a site and not sold it. Yeah, that is a dangerous game to play, y'all. The sliding doors game, right? If I had just gone left instead of right, I would be XYZ. Like that's gone. That's done. There is literally nothing you can do about it right now. All you can do is like right now pick one thing and double down on it, right? And yeah, Willow, if you picked one thing and doubled down on it, I mean, you're such an exceptionally fast and high quality content writer that like in 6 months you could have like 200 blog posts or something. And just so y'all know, Willow's the exception. I am a slow writer. I cannot write that fast. Um, don't compare your writing pace to Willow's ever, because She's crazy fast. Yeah. Amy says, think future thoughts, not past thoughts. 100%. And the thing is, you can't do anything about the sliding door opportunity that maybe you missed a year ago. You can't change it. Sitting here and beating yourself up for not going left when you went right is isn't going to change shit. It's just going to keep you from taking the steps you need to take right now. It's like when you're in traffic, right? You you're on your way somewhere, you want to get there by 6 p.m. It's 5:30, you gave yourself more than enough time, but for some reason there is a backup on the I-5 bridge because there always is. And you're not moving at all. There's a bridge lift. You're not moving at all. Getting mad at it is going to do you exactly zero good. Will getting mad at it make the bridge go back down, or make the boat go faster, or suddenly make all the traffic disappear, or make your due date, the time you need to be there, further away than it is? It won't. It already happened. Getting mad about it and beating yourself up about it or blaring your horn or whatever, it's not going to change anything. It already happened. I'm just catching up on comments here. A recent thing I've been doing is using other people's success, specifically in weightlifting, but it applies to this, as proof that it's possible, proof I can get there. I love that. Yes. And I do that too. Most of the time, I do that too. But there are just some people that for some reason I feel threatened by. And when I see their success, I have to do shadow work around it. But 100%, I do that too. There's people who don't want to like post their wins in my group because they don't want to make other people feel bad. I don't think that is. I don't think that we should be afraid of doing that. Like, right? We should share our wins so other people can see what's possible. And I don't think anybody in this group is going to misrepresent themselves. You know what I'm saying? Also, I took so many missteps this year, but they have aligned me exactly where I need to be. Ooh, that's where I'm going. That's where I'm going next with all this business, y'all. And learn what I needed to learn to help myself and my people. Yes. Maybe that door slammed shut to make space for something way better for you. 100%. 100%. You know what? Before I started blogging, I applied for a job that I really, really wanted. And I went through like 5 rounds of interviews, and it came down to me and one guy, and the other guy got it. And I was really upset. But if I had gotten that job, I never would have started my blog. It wouldn't have happened because I would have been entertained and not bored by this brand new job, right? I would have had something to entertain me for the next year and a half, 2 years, right? I like the beginning phases of things. I never would have gotten bored enough to be like, I need something that challenges me all the time. And then I found blogging. If I had gotten that job I really, really wanted, I cried when I didn't get it, I wouldn't be here talking to you guys today. Yeah, exactly. You can't change it, but you can vent it out and then forgive yourself so you can move on. 100%. I'm all about like radical self forgiveness. My niece, she's so cute. Evelyn, um, she practices what we call radical self forgiveness because we'll say something like, Evelyn, like you can't throw eggs on the floor, and she'll be like, no, that's okay. That's okay. I'm cool. You know what? I'm cool with my flaws. She's awesome. I love her. She's fearless. Yeah, that's okay. Willow says, as I sit in traffic running behind for my friend's graduation due date, Kelly's giving birth on the bridge. Yeah, good God, help me. That bridge doesn't have a shoulder. Everybody be late for work that day. Okay. So you're going to have to learn to be okay with with other people's successes. Like that's it. It's time to brass those balls up, or not brass balls, steel balls. I don't know. Some other machismo saying. insert insert machismo saying here. All right. And then yeah, we're going to have to trust our journey. Who said that? I took so many missteps this year, but they have aligned me exactly where I need to be and learn what I needed to learn to help myself and my people. Who said that? Oh, it was Rebecca. Yes, I love that. So that's where we're going next. Trusting that your journey is happening at the perfect time and it's giving you the lessons you need to step into your most badass self power, right? Your journey takes as long as it takes. It's kind of like pregnancy, right? A baby takes as long as it takes, right? You're not going to speed it up by willing it out of you at 6 months as much as you might want to. Stop telling yourself it's not happening fast enough. That will burn you the F out. People do this all the time writing blog posts. I used to do it all the time writing blog posts, but we do it a lot in our blogging journey in general. It's not happening fast enough. I'm not doing it fast enough. I should be further along on the path right now. That will burn you out. Flip it on its ear. I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be right now. Something James Wedmore says all the time is, why is this happening for me? Instead of why is this happening to me? Why is this happening for me? What is this trying to teach me? And I think I mentioned this the last time I was on here live, is that of course I wanted that super fast overnight massive blogging success that we've all heard about, right? Like back in the Pinterest glory days, when you can have a brand new baking blog and then 4 months later you're making, a solid income, 2 grand a month, because you're getting so much Pinterest traffic that you already have like ad revenue and affiliate revenue coming in. I mean, yeah, we all want that, right? I'm sorry, I was reading a comment. I know I went dead silent there for a second. I was reading a comment. We all want that overnight success, right? And of course, I wanted it too. That's what I wanted when I started blogging. But looking back on it now, if I had received that when things change really, 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 really fast for me, I freak the F out. Even when it's good change, even when it's positive change, I really like change. But when I receive a whole bunch of change all at once, I get horribly ungrounded and I kind of freak out. It makes me super anxious. It is good that my blogging journey has taken me as long as it has. It's allowed me to stay grounded and lay a solid foundation so I can handle the level of success I'm experiencing now. Because along with success, those things we're chasing, come more responsibility. More course sales means more customer service, right? More ad revenue means, more bookkeeping. There's responsibilities that come along with it. Maybe it happening at a slower pace is a blessing. I'm just catching up comments here. Yeah, Pinterest is gone for that, but there's always something new to jump on. 100%. Amy says the people who take the biggest risks are sometimes rewarded, but risk comes with hundreds of fails you didn't see. And that's me, y'all. I'm a risk taker. I leap first and ask later, and I am constantly falling on my face. So, yeah, if you guys ever need somebody to talk to about the risks and the falling on the face, like, yeah, I don't know. And I mean, I don't know like how you guys perceive me, but if you perceive me as successful, just know I am busy in the background failing a million times a week. I I am leaping first, asking questions later. I am a risk taker. All right. So, yeah, stop telling yourself it's not happening fast enough. You're going to make yourself bonkers doing that. It's happening in perfect time for a reason. All of this is happening for you, not to you. Thank you, James Wedmore. Keep your scientist goggles on. Okay? Put the scientist goggles on, right? So in our business, we're scientists. We have a hypothesis. We're going to test something. We think it's going to do X, Y, and Z. When it happens or doesn't happen, it doesn't mean shit about us, right? What does a scientist do when they run an experiment? They come up with a hypothesis and a set of variables, and they run the test. So I'm going to do XYZ. I think XYZ is going to happen. And then what happens when their hypothesis is wrong? Does the scientist go, God, stupid. I'm an idiot. This isn't happening fast enough. I'm never going to be a successful scientist. No. They don't do that, right? It's a very clinical point of view. They go, that didn't work. They tweak some of the variables, preferably one variable at a time, right? And they run the test again until they get the result they want. That is what we are doing as entrepreneurs, right? We are going to try running a quiz as a lead magnet instead of our free PDF guide. And we're going to see how that goes. And we think running the quiz is going to be better. What happens when it's not? We tweak the experiment and we run it again. It doesn't mean anything about you. Scientist goggles on. Yeah. Amy says, if you ever need somebody to talk you out a risky thing, do not talk to Kelly. No, I'm going to be like, do it, jump off that cliff. Willow says, I can vouch for that. I usually ask her after I've already done it. Yeah. Yep. If you guys need somebody to push you off the ledge to do something you're scared to do, I will give you that pep talk 100% of the time. Like, go for it. Do it. Rebecca, I had a huge shift in my biz the past week or two. It wouldn't have happened without all the missteps. And now I'm so excited for where my business is heading in 2022. I'm excited for you too. Gosh, I am. I can't wait to watch it. I mean, watching your journey has been really awesome. I can't wait to see what you got in store for us. Okay, and then the last thing I want to leave you guys with is something I heard Faith Mariah say on a podcast. I'm not joking. It was like 2 years ago, and I had to stop the podcast. I have chills thinking about it now. I stopped the podcast and probably pulled over because I'm always in my car and wrote it down, and I've never forgotten it. What she said was the cost of entry is just not giving up. The cost of entry to the realm of blogging success is just not giving up. All you have to do is keep putting one foot in front of the other. The main difference between successful bloggers and not successful bloggers is freaking stubbornness and an unwillingness to give up. Just this relentless pursuit of a vision that you are holding for yourself. And I actually linked to the podcast episode where she said that. It was called Half-Assing Your Way to Success, which was pretty cute too. It was a good episode. I mean, obviously, if I remember it 2 years later. Yeah, Rebecca says, heck yes, I failed hard 3 years before finding my way. I came close to giving up, but never did. Yeah, no, me too. I mean, I've come close to giving up too, but there's this drive, right? You feel pulled to do this thing. You're holding this vision for yourself and nobody else can see it. But you're holding the vision and you're taking steps toward it every single day. And you know what? Like sometimes when we burn the F out, Maybe you're not taking steps towards it for a month or so, right? But you come back. I mean, that's been me. I've taken a month off because I burned myself the F out. But I come back. The vision is still there. The pull is still there. The cost of entry is just not giving up. Don't give up. Yeah, we're so stubborn. Oh, good. Rebecca says my mom is finally getting on board, which is exciting. That's awesome. I love it. Yeah. I remember I remember my dad said something because I work for the family business part time. My dad said something about how I needed to go home and do my side hustle. And I was like, bitch, please. I was like, the day job, this is the side hustle. And he laughed. And then the next launch I had, I showed him my launch revenue and he goes, huh, I guess I am the side hustle. We don't necessarily need our parents' validation, but it feels good. I'm not going to lie. It feels good. Family business. I know Annie thinks I'm in the mob every time I say the family business. The family business. The family business. I'm Marlon Brando, guys. Annie says I get caught in a loop. What loop do you get caught in, girl? Tell me about it. I got 18 minutes, so I got to take my kid to school. Let's talk about your loop. Huh? Yeah, no, it was nice. I was like, that's right, Dad. You're the side hustle. It's always interesting. And I wonder, actually, I mean, let's not forget the importance of variety in your life, right? If you are like super, super bored with your blog, you might just need to go do something else for like a month. It's not necessarily that you need to give up on your blog. You might just need to go do something else and entertain your brain that way for like a month and then come back to it. You don't necessarily have to give up. I wonder often like how much having that day job has played a role in me being able to keep going. It definitely feels like a hindrance on a daily basis because I just want to wake up and like write blog posts all day, but instead I have to go to the day job for 4 hours. But I also know I get bored really easily, right? So I wonder if that variety is actually helping me keep going. So play with your brain like that. If you feel like giving up, like what can you do to keep going to make this more sustainable? Okay, here we go. Annie's got all sorts of feedback. Okay, Annie says, I get caught in a loop creating courses. Which comes first? Which course comes first? WordPress, Kajabi, migration to Kajabi, video, entrepreneurship. Yeah, Rebecca says, which one is easiest and which do your people want most, Annie? Yeah. And if it was me, I would do the one I'm most excited to do because that's how I work. If I'm not excited to create content around something, it's going to be pulling teeth. It will probably never get done. Got to be excited about it. Like which one are you most excited about, Annie? And I'll tell you, when you are excited about the content you're creating, that comes through in your content. And when you're not, that comes through too. Yeah, I really like that, Rebecca. Which one is easiest? Yeah, just make the decision. Yeah. Yeah, at some point you have to stop all of the above. Oh gosh. I don't know. If they're all equally exciting, then maybe poll the audience or just pick one. I mean, if they're all equally exciting, um, you know, put them all in a fishbowl and pull one out. What do you think? I mean, I'd say okay, I'm looking at your list. Definitely like the lack is in the Kajabi area. The lack of training for that's available for people is in the Kajabi area versus WordPress or video or entrepreneurship. Pick one, easy WordPress freebie. Okay, boom, baby. Annie just picked one. I love it. Today is a day of decision making. All right, friends. I'm gonna hop off of here. Just remember that just by showing up and continuing to do your online business, you are successful. That is more successful than like 95% of all the people who talk about how they want to start a business and never do will ever be. Okay. You are already successful just by showing up. Don't give up. Keep putting one foot in front of the other. Take a break if you need to. Enter in some variety into your schedule. See if that helps you. And if all else, I mean, I am here for you 100%. You need something from me, drop it in the group. Even if you just need like a pep talk, doesn't have to be like, doesn't have to be a blog writing question. If you need a pep talk, if you're having a bad day, you drop it in the group. We're here for you. I love it. Rebecca says, one of my mottos is when in doubt, journal it out. Yeah, I love that. Yeah, you can get a lot of clarity from journaling. Or like, I don't know, I'm a verbal processor. So you can get a lot of clarity from talking it out with a friend too, right? I do love journaling, but I get a lot of clarity just by talking. My boss at my last job, like my purchasing career that I left to blog, um, I would call her with a question and she would just let me talk until I came to my own realization. She would just be quiet and let me talk. And then she'd be like, "Okay, so you don't need me anymore, right?" And I'd be like, "Yeah," and we'd hang up. She was a really good boss. You know. Yeah, ooh, I love that. I like to shower take a shower and let it come to me. Yeah, 100% shower thoughts, right? I love that. You got to make room for those thoughts to come through too, right? When we're constantly bombarding ourselves with podcasts and TV shows and all those other things, the the little magic breakthrough has happened in the quiet moments that a lot of us are just drowning out all the time, myself included. I am a podcast addict, y'all. I got a problem. I got a problem. It's called True Crime Podcasts. Hey, Peanut Gallery. my, my kiddos making comments over there. Oh, shower time is magical. Yeah. I always take paper and pens with me everywhere I go because I never know when the ideas will come. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I have notes everywhere. That's why I like the Google Docs because I have it with me pretty much always, right? If I'm in the grocery store line, I can just open up the same Google Doc and toss it in there. All right, friends, I love you. You're amazing. Go get in the abundance bundle. Today is the last day. So through midnight tonight, the featured snippet traffic surge, where I teach you guys how to target featured snippets so you can get some of that sweet organic Google traffic. It's free in there until midnight tonight, and then after that, it's going to become part of a paid product. And also, there's like a whole bunch of really, really cool stuff in there, all free. I love you guys too. Yeah, sticky notes everywhere. Tell me about it. All right. Have a great weekend. I will see you guys soon. Bye.